Ladies and gentlemen, you're highly welcome to the Dicalo Consulting YouTube channel once more. At the moment, in this session, as a matter of concern, you must understand that I have been absent from the channel for some time. The reasons being that I picked up a role with one of the biggest multinationals within the Middle East, which has to do more with reporting. The more reasons why I want to drive you throughout my journey as I transition into a new function in my professional career. Basically, this role is record to report, which is what we commonly call R2R. And the role of the record to report in some organizations is referred to as the record to report financial accounting analysis. I'm going to take you guys through my journey by explaining to you what it entails, the daily routine responsibilities, and what it actually means to be part of the record to report team. Having been what is responsibility as an executive in the record to report team within a multinational, it entails a lot, and I want to take this opportunity to share you my experience from the one right up to day today, and I promise to keep on sharing with you so that those of you who have never had that experience can have exposure or can have a real life situation of how it actually operates. So basically, one of the rules of that we actually involve is what month end closing. Now you understand that at the level of the record to report accountant, at the end of the month, once the periods of all other functions in accounting are closed, that is where the work of the record to report accountants actually begins. For instance, they have to close the EP, accounts payable. They have to close the AR, which is account receivable. They have to close the non-current asset. They have to close the cash, the bank, the treasury. They have to close inventory. They have to close all the periods. And once all the periods are closed, that is when the record to report accountant now we actually begin the work of reviewing the various account balances and then passing any month-end adjustments before we can then close the GL, which is the general ledger. You understand that the record to report accountant is actually responsible for managing the general ledger, and managing the general ledger means that the record to report accountant takes responsibility on all the transactions which actually are being reflected in the trial balance, whether in the adjusted trial balance or in the non-adjusted trial balance. So like I've explained, one of the main issues at the end of the month is we have the month end closing, where we have to close supervise the other team members and make sure that the AP periods or ARO periods or all other accounting periods are closed, and then we equally close the GL after having taken into account all necessary considerations, and then from there we're equally involved in preparing balance sheet schedules. Yeah, one of the record to report executive is that you equally have to provide the coding of all invoices, and then you equally have to prepare journals which cannot be booked, maybe expense journals or things like that. You equally have to book them, and for all other invoices which are booked by the EP or the ARO accountant, you have to provide the coding to them. You have to give them the business unit as well as the GL in which the invoices should be booked. That's why I talk about coding. The record to report accountant has to review the adjusted trial balance. We mean we actually review the unadjusted TB, which is the trial balance, as well as review the adjusted trial balance. You understand that the unadjusted trial balance is the trial balance which has been prepared before taking into consideration month end or year end adjustment like depreciation, accruals and all other things. While the adjusted trial balance is when you have taken into consideration all these other month end or year end adjustments like accruals, prepayment, defect payments, accrued income, things like that, or prepayments or amortization or impairment or things like that. And then preparation of balance sheet schedules. I've explained that all the balances that we have, all the GLs, they have individual schedules. So it is the responsibility of the record to report accountant to ensure that he's aware of, or he or she is aware of all the transactions that have been booked in each BU or and GL, and is able to provide corroborative evidence or supporting to actually prove that okay, the reason why this balance actually changed during the period was because of this. So that's the responsibility of the record to report accountant. And like I've explained, the record to report accountant is responsible, executive is responsible for managing the GL, the journal ledger, and making sure that at the end of the month they balance all the entries that have been booked in the trial in the various ledger accounts. Yeah, so one of the things that the record to report accountancy colleagues do is that they do some sort of financial statement analysis where they try to analyze the trend in the various expenses, the trend in the adjusted as well as the non-adjusted trial balance, trying to look at the movements which are happening at the level of various ledger accounts, to investigate and explain why the movements are different from the previous month or from the previous financial periods, so that they can support management in financial planning, in planning for taxation, and then support senior managers in making strategic decisions that will help the company in moving forward. We call her financial analyst to be able to see how they can do any better forecasting, financial planning for the organization. In the meantime, this is the only session we have had for now, but subsequently, like I've said, on a weekly basis I'll be releasing a video explaining to you guys my journey on how to become a good record to report executive that would enable you, because you understand that GL is the top in financial accounting. Besides you being an ERO accountant, non-current asset accountant, the overall post or the main aim is that you want to be able to manage the GL at the end of each day, because it is at the level of the GL that you can really learn a lot. Yeah, so thank you once more, and hoping to meet you in the next session. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel so that each time and click on the notification button so that whenever I upload any video you automatically be alerted. Yeah, because if you don't do so, it will be difficult for you to follow up my journey. Yeah, thank you and have a nice day.